It's chin-on-chin action, but whose chin gets the chin win? This is Maniac Cop on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No one! Hang on!
It stinks.
Hang on!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. This is a podcast where three people watch a bad movie and then talk about it. I'm your host, Justin. Sam and Jackie are here. Jackie, hello. Say hello. Hello.
I'm no good to you! I'm no good to you!
Is that?
That's pretty good. What is her name?
Oh, Sherry,
Yeah, the-
Sherry North.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crippled lady in the movie.
Yeah, Sam, how goes being the sandwich man?
Oh, it's all right. This movie reminded me that I was driving around with a hot bag of spaghetti last week.
I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What?
need more. I need if you're implying a joke, A, I don't get it, and B, it seems like there's a pretty serious story here.
Well, I mean, I was driving around with a hot bag of spaghetti.
Okay.
Like in a Ziploc bag?
In a freezer bag, a whole 2-gallon freezer bag full of spaghetti.
And then
I made it to my house.
and then
Later that week, I ate the spaghetti.
there is zero joke and zero story. That was
It was
seriously
just weird.
anticlimactic.
But this is a spaghetti movie.
I thought maybe you were gonna slam on your brakes because a homeless man was walking a shopping cart across the street and spaghetti flew all over the windshield.
No.
And the homeless man's like, Jesus Christ, that man just exploded inside that Ford Focus.
There was a lot of worries that I had transporting the hot spaghetti. That one, I would brake too fast and it would fly into the floor and open. The second would that I'd get pulled over.
And cop would be like, you
You
got a
know what?
license for those brains?
No, he'd be like, you know why I pulled you over? And I was assuming that you knew that I had a hot bag of spaghetti in here. Then
That's not against the law, but your face is.
Mhm.
And then he shoots you.
I'd have to get out of the ticket by giving away the spaghetti and not having it to eat.
Or you could unbutton a couple of the top buttons of your shirt and be like, I'm sorry, officer.
If it was a lady cop, I'd just ask her if she wanted to sit in the bag of spaghetti.
Duh. This episode of Stinker Madness is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Specifically, I want to thank Jake Banzai. I think it's Banzai. It might be Bonsai. How do you spell Bonsai, Sam?
Banzai.
V-A, that's
B
Oh,
and Zai.
okay, then it's Bonsai.
Okay.
Jake Bonsai and Michael M. are two of our frequent contributors. And thank you guys.
Michael M., huh?
Yeah, Michael M.
That could be a lot of different people. Should
No,
we speculate?
his last name is M. Period. He's I'm pretty sure he's one of those supervillains from the 40s,
Oh.
Michael M.
So it's like Michael.
No, Michael M. M.
The guy who runs MI6 M.
What?
Guy who runs MI6 is M, right?
There you go. Yeah, Michael M.
See? Speculating. We have
Yeah.
some serious fanage.
Could be. Who's to say? Could be first name. If you want to be part of our Patreon program, go to patreon.com and /Stinker Madness, and you can pledge anywhere from $1 all the way up to, I think I've got the highest set at $100 right now. We're working on creating some new goals and things to bring you guys and new levels. We will keep you posted on those as they come out, but we got some big things planned that we think you guys will thoroughly enjoy. So definitely go check out patreon.com /Stinker Madness and keep us going.
Michael Myers.
Michael.
That's who our Patreon guy is.
It's Michael M. His last name is M. Period. And I don't mean period, the end of my sentence. His last name is M. Period.
Maybe it's Mike Myers from Canada.
No, that's Mike Myers.
He
This is
stole my
Michael
heart
M.
and my cat.
Oh, bro.
Oh.
So Maniac Cop, starring Bruce Campbell, Tom Atkins, Lorene Landon, William Smith
William
of
Smith,
The Cure.
Richard
Of
Roundtree,
The Cure. Richard Roundtree,
Robert
Shaft.
Zadar.
Robert Zadar, and Cherie North, who I'm not really familiar with other than from Maniac Cop. But,
Wasn't she in Q too?
there
Oh,
was,
wait, no, Cherie North, Lorraine Lannon was.
yeah.
I don't know. They're
Speaking of Q, written by
Larry Cohen.
Larry Cohen. Yeah.
Produced by Larry Cohen as well.
Yeah.
So therefore, it couldn't have made money because
Yeah.
I actually have numbers on this.
Okay, what do you got for numbers on
So
Maniac Cop?
the story of this movie is actually the story of the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Because if you go back, if you're familiar with William Lustig, the director at all, his first film is one of the great influential slashers, Maniac. It's
Okay.
super slow-mo gore porn, basically.
I see.
I
Before or after Texas Chainsaw?
think it's a little after.
Okay, all right.
It made $10 million at the theaters on a $350,000 budget.
Bad.
And his second film, which I'm not a huge fan of Maniac, but I am a pretty big fan of Vigilante with Fred Williamson and Robert Forster.
Right.
And it's his second movie, which was, again, under $1 million, and it made $5 million.
Mhm.
But, things are sort of going down. It's, once again, Larry Cohen's like, okay, I can hitch my wagon to a winner. No, Larry, you can't. You just can't do it. And
Well, no, wait, hold on. I'll bring in Richard Roundtree.
Yeah.
It'll work this time.
And you figured that both of these guys have worked extensively, or not extensively. Larry Cohen's worked extensively with Williamson, and Lustig's worked with Williamson, so he's probably didn't want to do this movie just because he's like, what, I'm just going to get killed? I'm not going to bust everybody's ass? Fuck that.
Right. I don't
Going
get
to Italy and shooting everybody.
I don't get to have an underwear scene where I just walk around an apartment with a gun and my BVDs. Fuck that.
Wearing a sports coat and BVDs.
Yeah, sports coat and BVDs and a big gun.
So this movie, they pulled out all the stops. This thing cost $1.1 million.
Okay, it's a big budget for
And
a
only-
budget film.
It only made $650,000. Didn't make it back.
Even Glavin.
I'm sure it's made it back. If Cohen was able to secure or hold the rights anyway, he probably made it back after it became a cult classic. But
Yeah, and who's to say that it didn't make? Depending on who owns it now, but it just had a Blu-ray release, I think 2 years ago. So I'm sure it had a pretty decent sell right there. But
And they got $2.99 out of us.
yeah, they did. That's true. It's not streaming anywhere unless you're willing to pay. But we did $2.99 on Vudu for standard definition. It's also on Amazon Prime, Google Play.
it's just Voodoo's easier to use.
Yeah, it's PayPal
Did
based.
you add in our $2.99 to your figures, Sam?
I didn't actually.
Oh my
amend
God. These are inaccurate numbers, I tell you.
$650,003.
$7.99.
Yeah. So this thing pretty much tanked.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I'm not sure. I think basically photography and stunts basically is the whole budget.
And the
because-
cast.
Oh,
Well,
a little.
well,
Atkins
This is
maybe.
before Bruce Campbell became really popular,
no,
right?
this is after Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It 1 and 2. This is not before Army of Darkness. It's right before Army of Darkness. But yeah, he's a thing. He's not. He's a B movie guy.
Yeah.
But he's a thing.
He wasn't funny at all in this one.
I don't think he's supposed to be Jackie.
I know, but it was kind of disappointing.
I think it's pretty funny when he gets chucked around a little bit.
Yeah,
But
he didn't get to Campbell out.
Robert Zadar's in his heyday, whatever
is-
that means.
Probably his most well-known role.
Yeah, peak Zadar before the chin got pretty weird looking. Like Bumblebee's got his face, kind of. Even though he has Bumblebees get his face in this one. Tom Atkins is Tom Atkins.
Doesn't bet any women down.
No, he tries pretty hard.
He seems like they all want to bet him anyway.
Yeah, right.
Like, if I wasn't here right now, I'd bet you down, Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins of Thrill Me from our the intro to the show. You might recognize Tom Atkins from being on Stinker Madness vocally.
Every week. Thrill me.
And then Lorraine Lannon, she stinks.
She does.
She stinks so bad.
She's not good. And she's barely strong enough to lift an office chair. Later in the film, she has to throw, and it's like they had to do a hard cut earlier than the action should have been cut because she just couldn't get the fucking chair over her head. So it shows her like trying to pick up this chair, and she sort of gets it, and then it looks like she's going to fall under the
Backwards,
weight of
right,
the chair.
right.
And then it just cuts to this chair flying out of a window. Like, I don't think she threw that. I just don't think she did.
I thought was great about her is that, we get kind of introduced to her in the bedroom, right?
Mhm.
And then the next time we see her, she's being a hooker.
Mhm.
And then they just leave her in hooker attire and makeup for the rest of the
Yeah,
movie.
she never goes back to cop attire, does she?
Her hooker scene is weird as shit, too, because she's like, hey, buddy.
You want to
And
go for a
he's
ride,
like,
lady?
I'm a John. And she doesn't arrest him.
Right.
She's like, you should do things better with your life, sir.
You should go home to your wife and kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was on my way.
I'm just going to go down the block to this other prostitute, getting her in the car and
So
bang her.
she's not actually on Vice Squad. She's on Advice Squad.
Yeah. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Nope.
Yeah. What else you got? Anything fun trivia stuff?
No, other than that, I mean, this thing sort of buries Lustig. It had looked like he was going to be, shooting into the stars with a couple of movies that made money like they did on lower budgets. And then after this one, not so much. This becomes popular. He makes 2 sequels to it.
Right.
Larry Cohen, which we talked about in Q, he had the same problem where Q bombed. He produced that. He goes on to, I think, write Phone Booth and some other. He does very well financially as a writer, but most of his beloved films are his early directorial B movies.
Yeah. Yeah, they made 2 more of these, and one of them we'll get to. I've heard nothing but good things about Maniac Cop 2, and that's the one I haven't seen. Now, Jackie hadn't seen this. I had seen it before. Sam, what was
I
your...
have seen it before, and I've seen all 3 of the first Lustig movies before.
All right. Well, are you guys ready to dive in?
Sure.
All right. So, the movie's basically... We're going to skip a little bit of the front end on this, but basically there's a maniac on the loose. It goes kind of right into that. There's a girl... Well, I guess she's not a girl. She's a full grown-ass woman. Don't ever let me do that again. Leaving her waitress job late at night in NYC. It's all in New York, this whole movie.
And it seems to be like a cop bar.
Yeah, well, or just a... I didn't get that.
Oh.
Later on, it says it's a cop bar.
It's a cop bar? Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered how cop bars work. Like, do they... Like, man, I think I'm going to open up a bar. And then you open up your bar, and then a bunch of cops come in and are like, yep, this is the cop bar now. And you're like, God damn it. I wanted fucking college kids.
Yeah, well, if you open next to the police station, it's probably not
Probably
going to
be a cop bar.
Cop bar, yeah.
Do you make a lot of money owning a cop bar?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We should
Depends on which cops are in there.
Yeah, we should make brazen generalizations.
What
Cops
Totally.
are just like the bad tippers.
What if it's... would it matter if they're dirty cops or good cops?
Well, the dirty ones probably have more money to spend.
Yeah.
Right, but are they
So they're
bad
buying top
tippers
end.
because they're dirty cops?
No, dude, they're buying the top end shelf.
Oh, so they're flinging their money around.
Yeah, with the
dirty
good cops are like, I
I got a house and a mortgage and 2
They
kids.
just flash the badge and it's like protection money is booze or something. and cheapskates.
All right, so she's going home. She's got to work the next morning on her day job, and some muggers get her. It's New York in the 80s. Giuliani hasn't cleaned that shit up yet. And
They're obviously just waiting.
yeah, right. They're in ambush.
Yeah.
Mugger ambush.
It's a goofy one.
Yeah.
To grab your leg.
Yeah, the leg grab and then the other guy comes down the stairs, hops down the stairs like, ooh,
Gonna get you.
gonna get you.
And they suck at it, too.
Oh, yeah. This doesn't, like, if you're a mugger, it's the same thing. Like, it all applies to any way that you're making money, right?
Uh-huh.
Efficiency is king.
I would think so.
These guys get beat up by her,
Right.
and then they chase her down.
By
No,
her and her purse.
yeah. And then they're going to chase her down. It's like, okay, no, you can't make any money this way. It's got to be a quick grab and then
Right.
on to the next one. The way that this goes at first, they need to just give up
I would think so.
and try somebody else.
Maybe even like try a weapon at some point. Like you don't have when you're a mugger, you don't have to kill anybody. That's the fun thing about being a mugger. It's optional, really.
Sure.
So you pull a knife and you're like, "Give me your purse, lady." And she's like, "Well, I got no choice. I can't just hit you with this purse because I might get stabbed." You show up and you got no weapon. She's the only one in that equation with a weapon.
A purse.
Yeah. So you're an idiot.
And she might have a 357 in there.
Yeah. You're taking. You're gambling with your life.
Yeah.
Or a straight razor.
Or
I carry a straight razor in my purse.
a pipe
That's-
bomb.
That's good. You're just gonna reach in one time looking for lipstick and come back with a finger missing.
It has a cover on it.
Oh,
It flips open.
and takes off fingers.
Yeah.
One person's listening and saying, "Wait, did he just say pipe bomb and nobody noticed?" And there's your answer. So she gets away. She runs and she sees a cop and she's like, "Help me, mister, help me." And she's like, "Oh, thank God it's you." And she runs up in his arms and the muggers are like, "Oh, damn, we're busted." But the cop just picks her up by her neck and kind of like,
Just breaks it real quick.
yeah, kind of jiggles her.
Snaps
to
it
death.
like a twig and then shakes her around.
It's
Yeah.
like when you're killing a chicken and you grab it by the neck and you fling it around until
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
Huh.
And the muggers are like, "What? Holy shit." But they get the rap from it by the cops the next day because I guess they just were standing there the whole time. And so, like, some cops walk by and they're like, "Hey, there's a dead lady. Oh, it's got to be those two muggery looking guys that
No,
did
they
it."
had a witness. The guy with the mustache that was taking out his trash saw
Yeah.
them assault her.
Okay. Are you inferring this or did the movie tell you that?
The movie tells
Yeah,
you
dude.
that.
They kept cutting to him.
Right. But the
And
movie, there's
they-
no phone call to the cops.
The cops say we have a witness. It pins it on you.
Yeah.
He's the only ways. Plus, they probably went back to the old leg grab trap.
Oh, yeah.
These guys only. It's obvious that they don't have a lot going for them.
Probably in the same spot, too.
Yeah, no, I think that's their trick, and it doesn't work really at all ever.
Yeah. Okay. So they're idiots. But there's one cop who's not buying it. His name is Tom Atkins.
I don't know what his actual name in the movie is.
McCready, I think.
Something
like that. And he's like, you think those two weenuses that have that dumb plan of grabbing legs and not using weapons could kill this lady? I don't. This was a cop. Because they say it's a cop.
Because only a police officer can hang someone and crush their larynx instantaneously.
Right. A big cop.
Well, because they teach you that when you go to cop training.
I've seen Police Academy, and I don't remember that part.
Yeah, there's a lot of topless chicks. That part was cool.
In Police Academy?
Yeah.
That's fine. Mahoney! Meanwhile, the next night, there's some doofus in a Camaro with his babe, and they're like, "Hey, light's red, let's do it." But they don't get a chance because there's a knock on the window, and it's a cop. And he's like, "Hey, can you come out here, sir?" Well, he doesn't say that, but I'm going to go ahead and speak Robert Zadar's lines. Oh, spoiler. Can you come out here? I need to check your butthole. And the guy's like, "Sure, no problem, officer. I think that's standard procedure." So he goes out in front of the car, and then Maniac Cop has got... Is there a knife in his baton?
It's a bayonet.
Yeah.
In his baton? Is that where it's at?
He's just got a bayonet.
He's just got a bayonet in his...
Yeah, and it's
trousers.
like a sheath. He's got like a little bandolier that it attaches to.
Huh.
This is he's sort of he's being a little cavalier with police regs and uniform here. But he's got it's a bayonet. And he doesn't even stab this guy. He slaps him in the face with the
Yeah.
bayonet twice.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a slash, but you're like, that's a bayonet, it's not a slashing, it's a stabbing weapon.
Uh-huh.
And then he backhands him with it. So he's just slapping a man with a bayonet.
You cur.
And it looks like he's obviously fucked up from it, but he's not dead. And then he grabs him with one arm and throws him into the windshield, and that kills him.
That kills him pretty good.
Yeah, he is dead as shit.
And splattery, too.
Oh, yeah.
This guy gets messy instantly.
Mhm.
That windshield is caked in blood.
Yeah.
And
Looks
then-
like the front of Sam's Ford Focus when we
Actually-
had the spaghetti explode.
No, the spaghetti never made it. What it looks like
Neither did your windshield.
is that somebody gave him the raspberry.
Like a purple nurple?
No, like Dark Helmet. No one gives Dark Helmet the raspberry. It's the same consistency as the raspberry on the monitor there.
Yep, you got it.
And then, of course, this chick does the exact thing you should do, ladies. Get in the driver's seat and punch it. Fuck that
Sort
shit.
of.
Yeah, you know
Just
what?
leave their ass there.
No, what she does is she goes into the driver's seat, stomps on the brakes several times, and then starts slapping the dashboard where the headlights are, as if
And
that
the air vents.
that activates the car.
Like, what do I do? I'm going to close this air vent.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe it smelled. Like there was a bit of raw flesh in there, and it was starting to come through the vents.
Or
Yeah.
or maybe a Maniac Cop is stinky. Could be as well.
After some very spastic moments, she eventually puts it in gear and drives away.
I'm going with stinky blood, just because I know that if you put cooking oil in somebody's vents right in front of their windshield, when they turn on their heater, they will smell like fried food for like fucking 3 months.
And those are some of the best smelling people on the planet. I love the smell of fried food, Jackie. Why would you not want to smell like fried food? Lather me up.
Yeah.
I'll just
Just-
smell myself.
Instead of wearing Axe deodorant, you just stand next to a burrito in a deep fryer every morning.
Yeah, it's Oda di Canola.
Yuck.
So then Maniac Cop at some other point tries to attack a jazz musician guy. I think he's a jazz musician. I think he's got a trombone. I don't really know what his deal is. But he's handcuffed. I don't know why he handcuffs this guy instead of just whacking him the same way he does everybody else. I guess he wants to mix it up a little bit. He's bored.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, gets away, but then he trips and eats shit face first into wet concrete,
Yes.
which then Maniac Cop just smashes his face into
He holds his face in the wet concrete.
until it dries.
Yeah.
And
So-
until you suffocate.
Well, yeah, but
Well, he suffocated him like he was toilet suffocating him. And so once he's dead, he's just in the concrete until it sets up.
Yeah.
okay. So how long? Why is this concrete wet? This is like late at night. The bars are closing. Why is it wet concrete?
Yeah, the stuff only takes about 30 minutes to set up.
Yeah, I think he's safe. Okay, whatever. He's dead.
Yep.
But they find him the next morning. They have to chisel away.
What
the
happens
concrete.
is the two guys that were trying to do this last piece of the sidewalk on the sly, because they didn't get done with it.
Right.
They went to the bar and got shit-faced
Uh-huh.
and then like haphazardly did it at 1:30 in the morning. They like went around to get a sandwich and they're like, see, Steve, it worked. And then they come back and there's a dead guy and they're like, oh, fuck.
Again?
No, third time this week.
I hate New York. If only some guy would come in here and clean all this garbage up.
Giuliani!
Friggin' Giuliani. So Tom Atkins is like, oh, there's a Maniac Cop on the loose, and I gotta do something about it before he gets a hold of some more people. And so he visits this reporter lady and tells her to.
Who never comes back
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah, she just fucks
This
off.
scene pays off not a, this,
Well, it is plot relevant. I guess he
Yeah.
could have just called her or something, but whatever. But he's like, you gotta go on the news and tell everybody that there's a Maniac Cop, or I'm gonna smoke him out that way and also make sure the people are safe.
Sure. He's going to cause mass paranoia
Mhm.
and let the killer know that he's looking for him.
Yeah, doesn't.
That's why they don't usually go directly to the press first.
When you put it in those terms, this seems to be a bad plan.
What are you talking about? This is a totally great plan.
Okay, how is it gonna be good, Jackie?
He's going to bet her down later.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
He's pretty much
His-
giving her the sexy time talk, like,
uh-huh.
I see you every night right before I turn off my TV.
And pull out my ding dong, pull it straight out my boxers through my pajama hole.
No, he just does the thing where he sleeps on the couch in track shorts and he just reaches up the leg. That's what track shorts are good for.
What? Is that a thing?
Obviously, you didn't run track.
No, I didn't.
Hold on. I just
But
need to get this guy
Hey,
out.
The organized track mates in high school were unorganized tug mates. Whee.
Ooh, weird.
Justin ran track.
Yeah. Lots of tug jobs by myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not very exciting.
It's a sad time.
Sad time
A
in my
sad
life.
and confusing and experimental time.
Yeah.
All right, so she reports it via the radio because she's a DJ, it comes through this lady's radio. There's a Maniac Cop on the loose, and her car's fucking breaking down, and she's in she's somebody's mom, and she's in the fucking industrial district. I don't know what Larry Cohen or whoever's obsession it is with the industrial district of New York City, but like anytime. Where are we going to put this shot? Well, let's just go down to like where the factories are and those big tanks that make smoke come out of it.
I can tell you what Larry Cohen's fascination with the industrial district in New York was.
He lived there?
It's outside of Manhattan specifically,
Uh-huh.
and the owner can tell you can shoot there, and you don't have to pay for a fucking permit.
There you go. So I guess she's on her way home at the smelting plant.
Yep.
And
She lives there.
yeah. And her car breaks down and a cop pulls up and she's like, oh shit. Oh dear. And she's got a gun. And she blows his head off.
Mhm.
So it seems like what you said would happen has happened.
Yeah. No, bad plan.
People are paranoid and they're shooting cops without even like provocation. Like this, she could have looked at this guy's face and been like, you are definitely not a maniac cop. You are somebody's buttercup.
Mhm. Oh, no. In the next scene, like the Roundtree and William Smith are talking. Roundtree's like, can you blame her? Then William Smith says,
Oh, dude.
Yeah, she just got off because, well, there's a Maniac Cop out there. You can just fucking shoot him.
She got off?
Yeah, that's what they said.
They're just going to let her go.
That's her defense.
Shooting people.
mm-hmm.
She was protecting herself from the Maniac Cop.
I don't think that's how it works.
And
so
The time, there was a good 2-day period, maybe 6 hours, 2 days, where who's to say he wasn't the Maniac Cop?
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing happened within 24 hours of his death. So he could have been. So then they just dismissed the case as she did this town a favor.
I think this lady needs to be in prison. I think she's a menace to society.
Or she just needs a AAA card.
Yeah.
Or she's just a typical New Yorker because they all carry guns,
They do?
mace, and pepper spray.
All right. I didn't know that. Jerry Seinfeld never carried a gun.
He's not a woman.
And he was attacked by the Lopper.
Not the Van Buren boys, though. And George and Cosmo got attacked by the Van Buren boys.
All right, so the town's going nuts. The department, the mayor's up the chief's ass. Like, you got a maniac cop out there, and people are killing cops, and damn it, you got to do something. Well, speaking of cops, there's another cop we haven't been introduced to. Private Jake. I don't know what ranks are in copying. Lieutenant Jake. Streetwalker Jake. Jack.
Officer?
Yeah, it's Jack. Officer Jack. Yeah, that's right. Officer.
Jesus.
General Jack.
General Jack. That's what you do if you got track shorts.
Oh my God.
Turn on some whatever daytime television. It's Judge Judy. She's not that great to look at, but I can still throw down a track short General Jack. Unless she starts yelling a lot.
While eating a Jumbo Jack. Then you've got weirdness.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually like Brazilian fetish films. Is Judge Judy lookalikes eating hamburgers and yelling nude.
Mom, were you ever in a Brazilian Judge Judy movie? So he's got some problems at home with his wife. They're not getting along too well. She doesn't like him working nights. She gets scared living in the city while he's out doing copping.
She just seems uptight and weird.
Well, I think she has cause to be. He's not the best husband per se.
No, I think she knows that he's a piece of shit. She's yet to prove it so she can get half of his pension.
Ooh.
And, she's like really confused because she still loves him, but she just knows. She knows deep down that he is blinking somebody else.
Okay.
And it's causing paranoia and weirdness.
So he's like, whatever, lady, I'm out. I got to go to work. I'm on duty tonight. She's like, be careful. There's a maniac cop on the loose. Does she think it's him?
Yeah.
Before the phone call comes? Because the lady calls and is like, your husband is killing people. Blah, blah, blah.
And it's probably just the next door neighbor being a bitch.
I don't think it is. I think it's somebody else that's involved in the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Oh, well, when I first saw this scene, I thought, Jesus, that old lady with all those cats is such a bitch.
So this is the beginning of the frame here?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
the call? Okay,
Right.
that actually makes sense.
So, but does she already have an inkling like, well, he's tall, he's got a giant chin, dark hair, he's handsome. The maniac cop is reported to be very not handsome.
She's friends with the gal, so she knows that he's screwing her.
Right.
So that's the
right.
in for her to just use him.
Yeah, but she doesn't think he's the maniac cop, just boinking a lady cop.
Well, no, I thought you were insinuating that the maniac cop's girlfriend is setting him up here. That's who's on the phone.
Right, on the phone. But does his wife think that before the phone call even comes?
No.
I think that they've been calling her more than once. So every time this maniac cop is killed,
Yeah.
she makes the phone call of, your husband killed somebody.
Right. So this isn't the first time.
Yeah, so she's already planted the seeds of paranoia more times than just this.
So
Yeah.
is she more concerned about him boinking a lady, or is she more concerned like
Who?
he's the fucking maniac cop?
She's only concerned that he's the maniac cop, but the other lady knows that if she follows him, she'll ultimately end up in one place.
There you go. Okay. Which is
She's not really on duty unless you're counting booty duty.
booty duty. He's on the job.
3.5 minutes. Do you have 10-minute increments in your hotel fares?
Booty duty dumb. Okay, so she follows him, and sure enough, he goes to a motel, seedy motel, and is in there boinking lady cop, who's
Oh, wait, you gotta
Teresa.
stop. So she gets the key, she goes to the room,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and she walks in. All you see are these, like, 2 cop holsters and 2 cop
right,
hats.
right.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to address the gay thing.
Ooh.
He's going to be in there with Colonel Sanders and
Colonel Sanders. You mean General Jack, or Colonel Sanders?
Colonel Sanders and
Major Woody.
yeah, Major Woods. And
That's not what I said.
anyway, so he's going to be in there with some dude, and they're going to be going to Pound Town, and she's going to come around the corner. She'll be like, "Ah!" But then it was just a lady, and I was disappointed.
Okay. Well, either way, he's having an affair with a cop,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, and he's kind of like, hey, so I didn't. This is weird. Ooh. Bye.
Yeah. It's like, shit, sorry.
Sorry about that.
And then she pulls the gun and he's more. She's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Oh, wait a second here. Hold on.
But she doesn't shoot him. She runs away, runs back out into the street. And she's like, oh, God, my husband's a scumbag. But then she gets nabbed by the maniac cop because he's in a van. I guess he's got van access now, too, whatever.
We should also address that the innkeeper. He's like,
It's a budget in.
Yeah. She's like, can I have a key to the room that guy just came in for? He's like, sure, here you go. Go walk in on some people fucking.
Any chance at a three-way?
No.
I'll take my shirt off. It's gross in there. So the next day, the cleaning lady finds the body in the motel room. Not going to do it, huh?
No, it's too late.
It's never too late.
Cleaning lady.
Cleaning lady. That's a reference I hope somebody gets.
Somebody might get that one.
Yeah, if you get that reference, go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and then high-five the mirror.
Not hard.
Not hard,
Not too hard.
but you deserve to high-five yourself.
Yeah.
So, Captain Bill Smith, he's like, I'm going to paraphrase.
You could understand what he was saying. Or you're just assuming.
I'm just assuming. He's like, hey, Jack, good to see you. Appreciate you coming over for poker last week. We should do it again sometime, but bad news, your wife's head came off, and you're under arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do poker in prison. Oh, no. Nobody likes to play poker in prison.
This is just like...
You hold him down, I'll poke him.
Yeah.
Poker.
Oh.
Oh, God,
Oh,
that doesn't work.
no.
It's poke 'em. It's poke 'em. It's the
Poke
male,
'em?
male version of prison poker.
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon the butthole.
It's Texas keep 'em.
Texas Hold'em, and I mean these balls.
5-card, please don't draw.
Unless you're wearing track shorts, and then draw that wiener out of your pants. Draw, Buster. That guy's the fastest hand in the West. Call him Billy the Dick.
Jesus.
we were talking about a movie.
Oh, yeah. So William Smith's like, I didn't talk to you about your wife. And he's like, oh, did she call you because we're having problems? Bad police work. Because he wouldn't confess like this. He's like, oh, you were having problems with your wife and now she's dead. You're obviously the killer.
You're the killer.
No, he obviously had no idea what was going on. Like, that was genuine. You would have been like, huh, you really don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Right.
But Bill Smith is a bad cop.
He's
and
a
he
bad
actually just says,
Well, he has laryngitis. Obviously,
or
I think.
an iron lung.
I think he's still just got that much cocaine in his entire respiratory system that he's trying to cough it up.
Yeah, he never stopped from that 7 by Andy Sedaris. He just 20 years of solid coke.
It's a classic.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Shut up, you two. You guys have had stinkers before.
If you get that reference, go into the bathroom and put your head in the toilet.
Shut up.
Yep. Do the toilet interrogation.
While you're giving yourself a swirly,
Yeah.
slap yourself on the ass.
What
That's
the
as
fuck
close
is
as you
this, Lebowski?
All right, so they arrest him, and he's got an alibi, but he won't spill because he's protecting his lady cop friend. And he's like, "I'll give him a week to catch the maniac cop, and if it's not done by the end of the week, I'll tell you who my alibi is."
Even though, as the movie goes along, it seems like everyone in the department knows that they're fucking each other.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So Tom Atkins still is like, nah, he's not him. He's not the murderer. So he goes and visits him, and he's like, all right, well, I'll tell you. It's Teresa. Boned down on Teresa. Teresa? Really?
Good job.
Nice. I get some of that action. I'll go find her. She's working the streets. We have the whole prostitution scene, as Sam already talked
The
about.
advice squad.
Yeah, the advice squad. And she sees Maniac Cop, and she's like, hey, what's up with you, dude? And he's like, time to die. And she's like, no, fuck you. I got a gun. So she starts plugging him in the chest, and he's like, I don't really care. And then Tom Atkins is driving by conveniently because he's on, she's down on 6th and Front Street and pulling tricks. Okay, I'll go check that out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, gunfire. Well, I'm all about that. And so he pulls his gun out and starts putting him in. Maniac Cop.
He's dead now.
Okay, so he gets shot in the chest. Like, we see, 8,
10 maybe.
10. And she says later that she shot him a few times in the head and that he wasn't even breathing. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, anyways, Maniac Cop disappears. And Atkins is like, I'm going to put you in a safe house because he wants to kill you. Because Atkins knows that this is a frame job on Bruce Campbell at this point.
Sure.
That Maniac Cop's trying to pin Maniac Cop on Bruce Campbell, and he's got to clean up everybody who knows that it wasn't Bruce Campbell, including Teresa the Cat.
Sure.
Okay. You're not safe. You're going to go to my safe house. It's called my apartment. Feel free to slip into one of my shirts, one of those button-down jobbers, and make dinner, and I'll come in and be like, what's that sound?
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody's showering.
You can wear those track shirts, but you might get pregnant. There should be at least 4 gallons of residual semen in them. They stay alive for a while.
He goes to the precinct. He's like, I'm going to get the files on stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing here. And he meets this old biddy who has got a bum leg. She needs a cane.
She's got a leg brace, too.
Yeah. She's been around for a while. He's like, hey, I've seen you around here, walking up and down the halls. I like the way you work it. And
He's walking up and down the hall as he snickers to himself.
because he's a dick like you.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
Oh, I heard your brother Tim's in town. How's that working out? Get it, Tiny Tim? Because he was a Kerbal, too.
Here's the problem, Jackie. He didn't make it.
Scrooge never gave her dad a raise.
He wasn't gonna make it. It's not funny. He died. It's a fucking tragedy.
He's
Tiny
a
Tim
made-up
died.
character. It's not a tragedy.
certainly not hilarious.
The goose.
Yeah. Just want to see one more Christmas.
Oh my god, I can't breathe.
You're demented.
Oh, Scrooge didn't pay us enough family to save Tiny Tim, nor do we have anything to eat. Oh, wait!
Yeah. Oh, cannibalism? That's where this is going? He's a little scrawny. There's still some meat on the ribs.
Can I break the wishbone?
Oh.
I wish we had another Tiny Tim.
Ah. Can I go home?
Worst Christmas ever. All right, so she's like this old lady. Her name's like Detective Holland or something. I don't even know what the hell. She's not even a detective. She's like the office assistant of cops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, she just hangs out and.
I don't know what she does.
Okay, she knows Teresa. She's
Sure.
like, oh yeah, I know Teresa. He's like, oh, then we should get together. We'll be best friends. What? You're weird, Tom Atkins.
Yeah, he takes it too far.
A lot
Yeah.
too far. Like, past the line. And he's like, I got my eye on you, because I do. I guess
Sure.
I got no other leads to go on, so I'm just going to follow random people, because he
Mhm.
tails her. Like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. And she goes to the docks, conveniently. Like, like the one time he decides to tail her, she didn't just go home to her cats. She
Mhm.
goes to the fucking docks. Why don't you just give the whole thing away, lady? And there she meets Maniac Cop, and she's like, oh, you gotta stop killing all these people. It was just supposed to be criminals and the mayor. Huh?
Wait, what?
Oh.
And the mayor's not even in this movie, by the way.
I
No,
thought
he
Richard
is not.
Roundtree was the mayor.
He's the commissioner.
Then what's Bill Smith?
He's captain.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the mayor's not even in this movie.
The mayor's not even in this movie.
All right, so there's that.
Hmm.
And I guess it's a guy named Matt. She's like, Matt, you got to stop doing this, which is enough to clue Tom Atkins. Oh, Matt, huh? Matt the cop. There's never been another one of those in New York City other than that one Matt the cop. But he's like a bumbling idiot, and he knocks over some shit, and she's like, hey, who's that? Blam, blam, blam. She starts shooting at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, fuck, dodge these bullets, and then I'm going to step on a cat on my way out of here. What's that cat doing there?
I don't think it's a cat. I think it's a person pretending to be a cat.
That's a bum. He just doesn't want to get in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Why aren't you being like, hey, you stepped on me, I'm a person? Because I'm fucking crazy, I'm a
Yeah.
bomb.
Because I'm not supposed to be here.
And I don't want Maniac Cop coming after me.
Oh, but Maniac Cop will be like, that's clearly not a person. That is a cat by his meowing.
Yeah.
Not by his ratty beard and his trench coat.
You stepped on me and I am a cat.
Meow, meow, meow.
Go away, meow.
Okay.
Prove it, lick your own balls. And then he's like, I can't. And then Maniac Cop shoots him.
And then he's like, here, let me help you.
Those
If
trench
you've gone that far into the illusion, we know where it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen these furry videos on the internet.
Ew. Ugh.
Do furries cut holes for their genitals?
I would assume so. Do they
Yes.
patch on like fake hair for their ding dongs?
I don't know.
If you're a furry, you need to
Which
email
I am.
us
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that we know these things. Kind of like that Northern Klondike bar thing.
Yeah, you're still on that from 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Stick it in somebody's vagina. Yeah. Okay, so now Atkins knows that it's Matt, the cop, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go look up his file. And it turns out this Matt guy was a super cop.
Sort of. He sounded like he was a total loose cannon murderer.
Well,
He was a badge murderer.
he got the men. He's like Dirty Harry,
Maybe. Yeah.
You're probably going to die if you break the law, but hey,
Or if you
anytime,
don't.
he always gets the lawbreakers.
And some people that were, history remembers as being lawbreakers could have been guy eating a sandwich
Dead.
filled with hot lead.
Yeah,
How do you know he's guilty? Look at all those bullets in him.
totally.
That's evidence enough.
Yeah. Examine Exhibit A. His corpse. Then he was put in prison for X. I don't really know what he did. I guess shoot sandwich
Because
guy.
he was violating people's civil rights
By shooting them
Yeah.
by
when
shooting
they
them
weren't
in the face.
criminals.
Okay.
He was like, "You look like a oh my god, you have the wrong color on today." Bam, bam, bam.
Okay. All right. And he was murdered in prison because a
They
lot
don't
of
like cops.
they don't
Oh
like
come on,
cops in
you had to
prison.
think that this was going to turn into a rape scene, because the first guy comes in, right? He's got his t-shirt and his jeans on.
Mhm.
The next guy comes in, he's got no shirt on.
Well, he's Maniac Cop's in the shower.
Yeah, but the
Gotta
next guy
preface
comes
that
into
he's
the
in
shot
shower.
and he's got no shirt on, and then the guy after that has clothes on, and you're like, this is going to be a rape scene. Like those two shirted guys are going to hold him down, and then no shirt guy's going to get him.
And there's one guy in the corner just wearing track pants. Like, yeah, I'm ready to go.
There's two things I can do here. One of them's run, and we all know what the other one is.
And Atkins finds out also that he had a girlfriend who was so sad after he was murdered in prison in Sing Sing that she threw herself out the window, but failed to get the job done and just busted up her leg a bit.
Yeah, because she jumped from a second-story window.
Yeah, so now
It's
she's
like, oh, you're an underachiever.
wait, she was a cop and had a bum leg? Ding, ding, ding. So Atkins tells Jack all of this. And he's like, so I'm gonna go down to Sing Sing. I'm gonna talk to the doctor and find out what happened. You and Teresa enjoy this interrogation booth by yourselves. I'll be back to clean things up, if you know what I mean. Nope, you guys don't.
If it involves track shorts and hot towels.
Cheeseburgers. So they're in there alone, having a nice time. And the old girlfriend, she attacks Tom Atkins. She's fucking freaking out. She's beating him with her cane and screaming like, he knows! He knows!
I'm no good to him now. I'm no good to him.
What is her logic here?
I don't know, but she's right.
Because he's...
Because he walls her to death later.
Yeah, well...
Which was super weird.
Okay. And there's dead cops all over the place. She's like, he's here now!
Mm-hmm.
And so he grabs her and he beats her against a fucking wall to death.
It looks, at first I thought maybe he was going for one more ride
Mm.
down Cripple Lane. And then, no. He was just awkwardly shoving her up against a wall.
At first, it does look like she's standing on the desk and he's just sort of checking her credit.
It's no good.
I'm sorry, this is a very low score. I'm going to have to now push you against the wall somewhat vigorously for a while until you're dead.
Until you're dead from it. So meanwhile, while all this is going down, Jack and Therese have sprung out of the interrogation room. I guess they're done with their romance or whatever they were up to.
So they're down there, and this was weird too because did you notice the interrogation room was behind bars?
Yeah. Is that I don't think that's normal.
No, it's not. And it was, so that was poorly done, and it was poorly done explaining how they get out of there because the guy was dead, right? So
Right,
she like
right,
pushes
the
him.
Cop guard.
Yeah, the cop guard's dead. Like, oh my god! And then the door just sort of opens, so they're free.
So did the guard unlock the door?
His death.
His death unlocked the door.
Yeah, death unlocks doors.
The power of magic.
The
I'm
power-
going with Spooky Ghost.
It was his spirit animal.
Yeah.
The penguin was like, "I'll let you out. Doug is dead."
Why did I choose penguin?
Yeah, they're fast in water.
Oh, okay. He's not near water. Anyways, so they're finding nothing but dead cops. The whole place is littered with dead cops. It looks like fucking the Terminator came in there in 1984 and blasted everybody.
Pretty much.
And Tom Atkins is upstairs and he's like, "Hey, Buster, you can't slam a lady against a wall that hard. I'm gonna shoot you." So he like shoots him a bunch, and to no effect. He gets tossed around by Maniac Cop all over the place. He makes sure to smash Tom Atkins against every single file cabinet that's in that room.
All of them that have been set in the middle of the room.
Right.
in like a row.
Right.
They're not even touching each other. This is the weirdest file cabinet. Like,
It's not even the records room. It's like where cops do their copping.
yeah, and the way they set it up, you know why they set it up like that? They couldn't get enough file cabinets.
So
That's why they're spaced out,
right.
and they make like their own weird hallway.
Right.
And we're to assume that the NYPD only has like 24 file cabinets of records. After 3 days, we just throw the shit out. Got no idea who you are. Fresh slate.
That was all. Giuliani fixed that too.
Yeah,
Giuliani. He gave him 48 cabinets.
48 cabinets.
Now you got 6 days before you have to
Exactly.
close all your cases.
He took and then got rid of the porn and the hookers.
Yeah, and freedom. And so Tom's not doing well, and eventually it ends poorly for him. He gets chucked out a window, lands on a car. He's dead. The title guy.
Wait, he's not the main guy?
His name comes up first in the credits.
He is billed as the lead actor.
This is minute like 45.
So it has to be halfway through the movie.
Right. That he's dead.
Not in it anymore.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well, bold choice. Paying Tom to die halfway through your film. Usually actors don't like to do that. Like, wait, I want to be the hero. I want to shoot the guy. If I get top billing, I'm gonna shoot the guy.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he shot him several times.
Well, yeah, but
And some paper clips.
I'm gonna shoot him to death, and then I'm gonna get the hot reporter lady at the beginning, right? No,
Yeah.
you're gonna get tossed out of a window. Oh,
Huh.
I guess I got nothing going on.
This
We
is the
did-
point where I really started crying in this film.
Oh.
What?
The emotional takeover of Tom Atkins' death.
No!
It's like, he's not gonna bang any more ladies.
He didn't even bang anybody in this film.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
He did shoot the bad guy and solve the mystery though before he died.
Right,
halfway
right.
through the film. It's just that doesn't go anywhere.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess. You know.
Well, yeah, because the third thing is usually unspoken, staying alive.
And I was thinking banging the reporter lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
I think that he's already been there, done that.
Yeah.
The way that they were talking, it was like, yeah, I put my sausage in your bun.
Uh-huh.
Well, then 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Mhm.
It's actually even better than 2 out of 3.
Why not?
So he's dead, and Jack and Therese run away. They get out of the cop shop, and they're headed to Sing Sing. They're gonna follow up on this hot tip that Dr. Gruber is the guy with all the answers.
It was last week that we forgot who Hans Gruber was, right?
Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Yes, the bad guy in Die Hard. I was actually reminded that earlier in the week.
Oh, really?
And nobody bothered to point it out to us that we were fucking morons.
Yeah, no, really, you would think on a bad movie like Die Hard should be everyone's favorite movie,
Now,
even ours.
Now we know Hans Gruber's name. What was his brother's name in Die Hard 3? Something Gruber.
Timothy.
Frank.
Joe Gruber.
Uh,
Where are you from, Joe? The Bronx.
yeah.
Really? I don't think you are.
Yes, I am.
So Gruber, they get there. Gruber's all like, yeah, I did my job. I morticianed him, and he was dead. He was totally dead. It was just standard procedure. You know, we don't take care of corpses here. We don't give them like the special treatment and put them in like a silk-lined coffin. We just toss their ass. We put the body parts that have come off back on in maybe the wrong places. I don't know, but we put them all together. It's you know what it is, and then we stick them in a box and chuck them out behind the woodshed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do it here. And then she's like, he's alive.
Wait, that's what she did?
Yeah,
I thought she didn't have it put together yet either.
This guy has a penis collection. I'm just throwing it out there. Nobody's checking to see if these guys have their dongers when they come in their pine boxes. He's got a penis collection underneath his desk.
He's got like a sombrero, and instead of dangle balls, they're actual balls.
Yeah. He's a weirdo.
That's going pretty far down the psychopath,
yeah.
Jackie.
He's got like one of those, the dead body cadaver refrigerators.
Uh-huh.
And he pulls it out, and all it is just a line of criminal penises with like that white duct tape type stuff with their names on it.
I am afraid to sleep next to you at night now.
Yeah.
I have a little knowledge of Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm pretty sure he was the worst, and he didn't do that. So your mind is creepier than Jeffrey Dahmer's.
I'm just saying.
I know you're just saying.
He seems like one of those kind of guys.
They make them, huh? In your mind. I need to move on.
What if there was like he had buddies and they had like a whole mariachi band with skin suits?
God damn it! You're both nightmares.
Well, that's at least a little comical.
There's nothing funny about skin suits, Sam.
Yeah, like how many people have you murdered? Thousands. But hey, ah bum 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 bum.
You know, they are psychopaths, but this mariachi music is
This
deadly.
is great, and these chips are fantastic.
Do you guys do chimichangas? Of course.
What's in the carne asada? Oh,
It's delicious. I'll have another. So she's like, no, he was alive. You left him alive. You're lying to me. And he's like, well, all right. Well, what could I do? I mean, it was pretty banged up, and I am just a doctor. So what I did was I jump-started his heart, and he had some brain damage, and I thought that was okay. So I just let him go.
yeah. What am I supposed to do?
I just let him go.
My hands are tied.
I can't do anything.
He's gonna get killed if he goes back in there.
Yeah, again.
He's sort of alive, and judging from what happens next, where he starts drinking whiskey, 3/4 full water glass of whiskey, I'm just
Right.
assuming that he's also very drunk when he's dealing with this
Oh.
undead warrior.
So he's not just like some vile psycho that Jackie wants him to be. He's just a drunk man.
He's just drunk.
Okay. All right. That's a little makes more sense.
Well, and how could you say no to Tiny Tim's sister?
Tiny Tim's sister.
Oh, please, sir. Let my
No.
boyfriend go.
No. No.
The dicks. The dicks.
Tiny Tim's
nope.
choking on dicks?
Nope. Damn it. Okay, so he revived him, tossed his ass out, and said, I hope you have a wonderful life, undead human brain damaged man with gross face. I'm sure you could get a job at Walmart, or
Night Stalker.
maybe Hobby Lobby. You could try that. Night Stalker.
Yeah, you stock all the shelves at night when they don't have a lot of customers and stuff.
Because
No, if that's what they're called.
Because he's hideously disformed.
it seems like his profession in this movie is Night Stalker.
Yeah, it is Night Stalker, Jackie.
Play on words.
Yeah. Double entendre. So, hey, guess what? It's St. Patty's Day.
What? Here. Here's a tie. It's St. Patrick's Day. What?
Don't you remember it's St. Patrick's Day, audience, viewers?
So they get there's a green tie, and then in the office later for the commissioner, who is of course is still Richard Roundtree, there's some shitty decorations. That's the only thing to link the footage of the St. Patrick's Day parade and Sam Raimi, which they're most likely shooting under the guise of freedom of press, so they don't have to pay for a permit.
Probably, yeah. Because the parade, you think like the parade is going to end up being something like, isn't that in the Line of Fire where he's like, Clint Eastwood's the Secret Service guy.
Sure.
Like, there's the parade, and there's so many throngs of people just waiting there to be either murderers or get murdered.
Yeah.
You've got this tense buildup of, can I protect everybody or not?
Who could it be now?
Who could it be now?
Nothing happens at the parade.
No, something does happen.
Sam Raimi?
They get that other 8 minutes they need to get to 90.
Right. They don't even get to 90, Sam. This movie's 85 minutes long.
They got past 80. I think technically if you get past 72, it's considered a feature length.
I think when you're making a Larry Cohen movie, the rules don't apply.
Yeah.
It's full length. I'm not sure it is. Yeah, it is.
It is.
I'm saying it is, so therefore it is.
I want to see that parade. I bet it's awesome.
New York's St. Patty's Day parade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
I
fun.
bet the one in Boston's probably more kick-ass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's supposed to be the real Irish town.
But I couldn't understand what they were saying.
So she's going to tell the commissioner about Matt, that he's a gross-faced, half mentally unstable, half maybe mental brain doesn't work, super giant cop that's murdering everybody, and that it's not Jack.
No one in the chain of command will listen yet. So let's take it to the top of the
I'm
chain of
going
command.
straight to the top. This hot off the press.
She should have gone to the mayor who isn't in this movie because he might have listened.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Who's-
they needed
who
the
knows?
extra minutes of this conversation. They couldn't just have her talking to somebody who's not there.
Well,
Yeah.
I think this is a one-way trip to have exactly what's going to happen in this. This Jack's not even a very good friend because he should have been like, they're going to arrest you. Are you kidding me? You
Yeah.
come in there saying that there's a half undead, half mentally damaged giant mutant gross face cop. And the last anybody saw you, you were getting away with a wanted murderer, a guy in the interrogation room
Sure.
for murder. And at the scene of the crime that he's in there for, you're an accomplice to murder. They're going to probably shoot you.
Well, let's say they do believe you. They're
Mhm.
like, yep, okay, he didn't kill him. You guys are still under arrest for breaking out of jail now.
Yeah, right. That's still illegal unless you're Harrison
They'll
Ford.
find a way to arrest you.
All right, so they do arrest her, and they're like, "Here, we're gonna put this Booker Dano. Dano is not a normal man.
He seems to be a leprechaun.
He
His eyebrows are crazy.
Maybe that's why it was like a 2-for-1 special where they're like, all right, we got the St. Patrick's Day parade. We've got Steve over here, who's obviously a real leprechaun.
yeah, he's got treasure and gold and loves rainbows.
And a really crazy hair thing going on.
Yeah, this guy's a creeper.
He's weird looking.
Yeah, he's the guy that, you go to the bar with your girlfriends and you're sitting there and you're having a really good time and he comes up, he's like, hey, ladies, buy you a drink. And then he singles you out and then there's no way to get away from him for the rest of the evening.
You sure he's not the guy that comes up to you and is like, any chance at a three-way?
No, he's not that suave. He's
Yeah.
gonna get there after 6 pictures of beer or something.
Nice shoes, wanna fuck?
He is that guy.
That guy, maybe, yeah. But the 3-way thing, you got to be, that's shooting for the stars.
Yeah,
This
he's not
guy's-
there yet.
Which is
Sort
why
of.
it just doesn't work in Tango and Cash, because the guy that proposes it is as creepy as this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So
He does what we're talking about, basically. She's like,
yeah,
they're like, arrest her. And he's like, okay. And they leave. And he's like,
Hold
so, want to do it?
we got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me why you did this and take off your pants?
Yeah, just take them off. It'll be more comfortable. And mind this penis that's inside you. But keep talking. Keep
Yeah.
talking.
You
Don't
can-
worry about
You
that.
you could tell me all about it while I'm not listening and thinking about the Mets.
This may feel like intercourse, but it's not. I promise. So
Haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
Is that a personal? Is that
I think
an
it's
inside
actually
special?
I think it's an actual old Bob and Tom show.
Oh, probably. That sounds about right.
Yes, at one point in my life, I bothered to listen to Bob and Tom.
Yeah, they're so funny.
No Mark and Brian. Anyways, so she's been handcuffed to him now, and they're in the office solo, and Richard Roundtree and Bill Smith go out in the hallway, and they're like, "Yeah, nice job on that work. Yeah, that's good copping back there. We arrest the person that comes into our office with an insane story. Yeah, that's some of the best copping I've ever seen. Oh my God, we're dead!"
Mm-hmm.
Because Matt's in there. He stabs them both right in the chest with this bayonet thing. So, should have listened. Maybe. I don't know.
Almost got to his goal of killing the mayor, who's not in this movie.
Right. Okay. Now, so he's not done in there. He goes in, and the guy is now taking her to the booking room, whatever that's called.
He's gonna take her to the break room, where she ends up,
Yeah.
and he's gonna take one more swing at the sex thing.
Yeah. Probably. But he doesn't make it because he also gets detonated
Mm-hmm.
right in front of her, and she's handcuffed to him, so now she's got a corpse tied to him. I don't know
Yeah.
why Matt just doesn't kill her right then too, because she drags the body past the hallway that Matt just reached out of and stabbed that guy.
It's all the cat and mouse game. He knows she can't get away. She's got a leprechaun tethered to her, and she's obviously not very strong. She's having the worst time pulling him down the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Okay, it's all part of the game, is what you're
Sure,
proposing.
even though he has no brain.
Right.
Which could also be like, why doesn't he kill her? Well, he has no brain.
Oh, okay. All right. All
You
right.
go either way with this
Yeah,
one.
all right.
He had to poop.
Hold on. Time out.
I think he just lets it go, man.
Yeah, I think he lets it run down.
I don't know. He likes his uniform.
That's true.
That's true.
He's not a pants pooper.
All right. Game off. Murder game off. Where's the bathroom?
I bet it smells like, oh, holy hell when he gets out of the bathroom.
Maniac Cop or
Yeah.
Robert Zadar?
Either one.
Yeah. All right. So she pulls his dead body into the break room, and Matt's coming through the door, and she's like, "Oh my god!" It's also very nice that I hate this shot. Like, this is a stinker staple. The shitty paper door. that
Oh, yeah.
People come through, like pre-cut the real door or something. I don't know what, but this just looks like shit every time a giant man
problem-
comes through a door made of paper.
Sure. The problem is that some doors are actually that shitty.
I don't think you could open this one.
I've had some apartments where the doors were just veneer with framing around it, and you're like, oh, god damn it, because I slipped in the shower and put my hand through the door and looked like this movie. And I was like, oh, no. Then you call the landlord, and you're like, how much is the door going to take to fix? And they're like, $30. You're like, doors are only $30? Get better doors.
Yeah, I whatever, buddy. I hate this.
Yeah.
So she's like, I gotta get out of here, and so she tosses that chair that we talked about at the beginning, sort of.
She almost collapses under the weight of an office chair.
Right. So then she climbs out on the ledge, and Jack's down on the ground, and he's seen the chair hit the ground, so he's like, "Ooh, I gotta do something." He's just kind of standing. He never goes into action mode, like, "Oh, the lady I love is in trouble." He's just gawking.
He's got his hands in his pockets.
It's
He's like, yeah, that's happening.
Huh.
Well, it's also a pretty nice parade.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's true.
I'll just post up here. Yeah, good luck.
It's like, oh, we were waiting for them. We're going to catch the murderer. I'm going to be free. Oh, man, that's a nice float.
I didn't-
really.
Somebody
Oh.
took a lot of time on that one.
St. Anne's High really put together a good drill team this year. This is great.
Well, the cops are standing outside and they see him, and they're not too into the parade because
Yeah.
they're like, "Get that man!"
Yeah, except one guy's like, let's let him watch the parade. Fuck you, Steve. I'm going to remember that.
I just got this beer
All right, I'll go.
after I drink it, and so they put him in the paddy wagon. So he's now under arrest, and Lorraine Landon's out on the ledge, and she's climbing down and stuff, and they don't get to drive Matt or Jack away because Matt now has instantly warped to the ground. He's taken over the paddy wagon.
Sure.
Because, question mark?
And at the same time, these guys that put him in the paddy wagon, they're like, yep, got him in there. Let's go back to watching the parade.
I think kinda.
Is this a high value arrest or just some guy?
Well, where the hell are they going to take him to?
Well, the
He
jail
needs to
is
be
right there.
Yeah, he needs to be inside the jail. They're just being lazy.
Yeah, they're planning on throwing two hookers in with him.
Yeah, right.
Like he might be in there all night.
He might be in the. Yeah, these guys. Ugh.
These guys.
They
So,
get drunk and forget about him, and then he just dies because it gets really hot in there.
yeah, is everybody just drunk in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so she follows with some other cop that's hanging around. He's just sitting in his cop car. And she's like, "Follow that paddy wagon."
And this guy's fucking wheelman, like a superhero.
Yeah, he seems like a goober when she comes in, and at no point in time does he question like, "Hey, aren't you somebody I should arrest?"
Yeah.
Right now? She's like, "That's the real murderer." Okay.
He doesn't give a shit because this guy can drive. And he's
Yeah.
like, here's an excuse. And now we're about to see the best driving since Speed Zone episode.
Right.
Like this guy is fucking sliding around every corner. He jumps the fucker 5 feet in the air.
Yeah.
This guy can, and it's obviously not the actor. Whoever the stunt driver is awesome, but the character wheelman, he's the show.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He just loves driving.
He's like, there's no one's ever gotten away from me ever.
If only I had made a different choice in my life, I could have been a getaway driver for like
Sure.
a serious criminal gang, and I'd be on the other side of the law. But now I just eat donuts and sit in a car and wait till somebody says, "Follow that paddy wagon."
Who's to say that that's not the wheelman's backstory? Is that he's the only one that never got caught? Then he gets bored. All the new crew is goobers, so he just becomes a police officer and he chases down his own.
Maybe. Ooh.
Dude, that would be an actually good movie.
That would
he's
be a
like
good
he's like
movie.
the cop ringer. Like,
Copyright.
we can't catch these guys. None of us are qualified. Dom's team is too good. What are we gonna do? We bring in the ringer.
Yeah, and then they show him, and then he goes and he catches them, and the one other cop's like, "Why are his pants so goddamn tight?"
And they catch Dom, and Tom's like, "How dare you? You know it's all about family." And then the guy has the whole
boy.
crisis of conscience, and he's like, "God damn it, I love you fast, guys." And then the government gets involved, and they got to take down a nuclear submarine.
Sure, why not? And there's 2 movies that actually don't matter.
Right, and maybe more interesting. So it's an awesome, pretty good chase scene in this. They chase the paddy wagon all the way down to the docks. There's guys getting ran over, and cars getting smashed, and Matt's slinging Jack around in the back. Like Jack's getting pretty thrashed back there.
Yes.
Uh,
He doesn't lay down. He keeps standing up like a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
okay, look, just lay down. You're going to get beat up, but it's going to be the least of it. You stand up. Oh, boy.
you're standing up and jumping
Yeah.
into the sides.
Exactly.
It's bad strategy.
You're the ball inside of the spray can right now.
I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to do that thing where you're like in the elevator and it's falling to the ground at 100 miles an hour and you jump right before it crashes. And
Yeah.
that's how you save your life. But it doesn't, because physics don't work that way. So he's just getting thrashed.
Yeah, and it's not an elevator, and he's just hitting face first.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yep. My beautiful face. That's how Bruce Campbell got that chin. It's just swollen from all the injuries.
All the Larry Cohen movies.
Yeah. So they get to the docks, and he busts Jack out with an axe, and then doesn't use the axe on him. I don't know what he's doing. And they fight. He gets chucked around by Maniac Cop, and this is like the only time that Bruce Campbell gets that Bruce Campbell-y whoa face going, as he's getting thrown through the air.
He kind of has it when he jumps out, which I do like. You got Maniac Cop opening the back doors with the axe, and then Bruce Campbell kicks him open, and then does the only thing that would actually work, just fucking jumps as hard as he can. Right past him.
Yeah, and then lands in a pile on the ground.
Yeah, well, that's where you're going to end up, but hey, you made it out.
Well, I would hope you'd land on your feet and be able to keep just running.
We'll see. I mean, you don't even know what's on the other end, right?
A Maniac Cop.
Well, yeah, but where are you going to land? You don't want to land on the Maniac Cop.
I thought that was the original. It seems like that's his original battle strategy, is like, you never see me coming and I'll kick you right in the face. But Maniac Cop just looks at him like,
What?
yeah, you missed by a lot.
I thought he was just trying to get away.
Yeah, I thought he was just trying to get away too.
Well, in either scenario, he fails because the next thing he does is get chucked around by Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
For a good bit. And Lorraine Landon comes in and she's like, "Freeze, sucker!" Like, she shoots in the air a couple times, and then he just takes her gun.
Yeah, actually, what Lorraine Landon is, she comes in and she's like, "Here's a shotgun, Maniac Cop. Shoot the best driver in New York." And he does.
Because that's all. The best driver in New York comes in, shoots Maniac Cop in the chest. He actually uses his shotgun.
Yeah.
And then gets dead because she gave him a shotgun.
Doesn't she say, like, the bear shit in the woods line earlier in the chase scene where he's like, "Do you know how to use a shotgun?" And he's like, "Do bears shit in the woods?"
Yeah, I think so.
Well, apparently they don't, Lorraine Landon, because you don't know how to use a shotgun.
All you've done is shot some pigeons that were living at the top of this pier.
Yeah, and handed it to the guy that doesn't need to have a shotgun right now.
Yeah, she sucks as a cop. She's bad cop.
She's the worst cop ever. She doesn't arrest people when she's on Vice.
Uh-huh.
She just tells them about their life.
Right.
She helps people who she's screwing extramaritally escape from jail.
Correct.
And when she actually has a criminal that she's supposed to catch, she gives him a shotgun.
And not to mention, beyond that, she's a bad person because she just lets Bruce Campbell rot in jail.
Yeah.
At any point in time, she could be like, "I'm his alibi.
Yeah.
This man isn't going to prison he's innocent."
He could have been out a long time ago. And everyone in the precinct knows that they're fucking each other.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah, she's a bad cop.
She's a bad person.
Bad cap. All of it. And so Maniac Cop, Matt, he's killed a cop, and now I guess he's gonna get away because he jumps back in the paddy wagon. He's like, "I'm out of here." "Where are you going?" Okay. And Jack is like, "Not on my watch, Buster." And he jumps on the side of the paddy wagon. He's like punching him in the face, and Matt's like, "Arr!" And then the paddy wagon drives straight into like a tube pipe, like a thing.
I thought it was a mast.
It kind of looks like a mask, but why is it sideways?
My only guess is that it's like a swing arm for the loading dock for smaller boats or something.
It's a long projectile that shoots through the window of the van and into Matt's chest.
Yeah, it may or may not go through. We can't tell.
But it's aimed at his body, and he goes, ah!
But he might be mast proof at this point because he's bulletproof.
No, okay. So the viewer is to infer that it goes through his chest.
Sure, he should be dead as fuck.
And he's dead, and this is the end of everything. And the paddy wagon jumps into the river.
Which is a ridiculous stunt.
With the stuntman still clutched to the side of the paddy wagon.
And the way that it seems like this one goes to me is that there's a dummy in the driver's seat.
Okay.
And the guy standing on the railing and hanging onto the side is actually driving.
That would make sense.
And then he gets to choose when he bails.
Right.
And he bails at the last fucking minute because he barely makes it off there.
It is a very dangerous stunt and quite awesome.
Yeah.
It's a rad stunt. Like, you don't see it seems like one that you could probably see often in film, but you don't, because there's a reason. Because when you jump off, you got to make sure you clear that fucking thing, which if anybody knows how hard it is to push off of something that's flying through the air and not have it land on you, I'm trying to think of like a common scenario, like maybe like a merry-go-round, like you're getting chucked off a merry-go-round and you pushed off the merry-go-round while you're flying through air to direct where you're. It's not
if you've ever
likely you're going to not get smushed.
Yeah, if you've ever jumped a bike into a lake.
Yeah, and then push off the bike.
When you're in midair and you go to throw the bike, you realize when there's no resistance from the ground and you're just sort of floating.
Uh-huh.
Both the bike's inertia and your inertia are going in a different direction. You could do very little to affect yourself and that bike.
And they might be going to the same place.
Yeah, like you get it about 3 feet away from you and you both hit the water like, wow, I made it off the bike. Jesus Christ.
This is a dangerous stunt, and this stuntman could have died. So good job on you, stuntman. Awesome work. I guess it's all over. But the cops show up and they pull the paddy wagon out of the river. And they look inside, and there's no body. But the piece of debris, whatever that thing was, in the shot goes through the window and is in the back of the paddy wagon. So it
had to go through something.
It went all the way through. It didn't just like hit a chest and then bounce off from invulnerability.
Yeah.
And Matt's not dead because his hand is there.
Yep.
It's at the river. His hand made it. There's a whole hand.
There's a whole guy down there.
Well, it's attached to a man.
Sure. Whether he's in half or not.
Why is he still underwater? He's just like glub, glub, glub. My hand.
Yeah.
So dumb when villains do that. Reach out of the water while their head's still submerged.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my hand is breathing for me.
Yep. No, that's why the only good thing about Masters of the Universe is Skeletor comes out of the water head first.
Right.
And then he sucks.
Not a lot to say today, Jackie.
All of these jokes are so fast.
Yeah, right.
Too fast and furious for me.
So I guess Maniac Cop 2 is in full force. Matt's still out there.
You guess Maniac Cop 2 is the end of this movie that doesn't have one?
Maybe. I don't know what to expect in Maniac Cop 2 because... Sam, what's your question?
I only have one question, and it's... Is this even a story, or is it just the middle of a story? Because all of the the beginning of the story, honestly, is told through a couple of flashbacks, but there's so much more to it.
Right. What you mean when he's murdered?
Yeah, and
there's becomes a whole Maniac Cop?
Yeah, him being a cop, his girlfriend, the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
None of it's really fleshed out that much. And then the end of the story is certainly not in the movie, because we don't know what happens to any of these people. The only person that receives closure is Tom Atkins, and his closure is getting dead on a car.
Right. It does seem like Maniac Cop could just climb that ladder and go back to killing everybody.
Another fight scene.
Right.
Like, are you sure the movie's over right now?
Yeah,
They're going to be there for a while picking shit up, and he's just going to crawl up the dock.
and
Seems like another scene.
right. But they got to minute 85.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll do like an origin story for one of the Maniac Cops, like before he became Maniac Cop.
Before he even became a cop.
Or maybe when he was a Maniac Cop that wasn't
Animated.
animated undead. Maybe question mark. Let's burn this. Is he fucking dead? Is he a zombie?
No,
How can he not be a zombie?
because he has a bulletproof
He has-
vest on.
He gets shot in the head, they say.
But then he's revived, too. It seems to me that he's Frankenstein's monster.
Okay. Elaborate.
You
mean
he's
like
got like
fire bad?
Yeah, like
He's got bolts on the side of his head?
Well, he's not put back together, but it's like he's so poorly reanimated that his functions are like his brain doesn't work right,
Okay.
and his adrenal gland is giving him super strength or something. So that's all I can figure is because the Frankenstein's monster has super strength. Not in the Mary Shelley's version because they didn't know adrenal glands, but in later versions they embellish and do that.
I think that this Frankenstein, Sam, doesn't have a penis
Oh,
because the doctor made him into El Frankensteino.
Oh, you mean Dr. Gruber?
Yeah. So he cut off his penis and he's like, you know what? Let's get some vigilante justice going.
Or maybe you were right about this. Maybe he is a Nazi, and he's like the late the son of Joseph Mengele.
Something like
Bengali, I think is how you pronounce it. And he's just continuing on where his dad left off, his experiments.
But
And
he's-
so he chops his ding dong off and puts it in his desk because he's a fucking psychopath. And then
That's-
he, instead of pumping on his chest doing the CPR, he connects him to like those Tesla coils, and lightning strikes the office, which we see at the beginning of the movie. A lightning strike, so
Yeah,
maybe that's
maybe-
symbolic. And then you've got Frankenstein's monster.
Dr. Drunkenstein's monster.
Dr. Drunkenstein! It's Drunkenstein.
Yes.
Maybe he was just like, I wonder what happens if you shock their balls.
That's what where I was gonna go naturally with this. Is he cut off his penis,
Uh-huh.
but he left his balls on, because how are you supposed to, wake a guy up with electricity if you, because you got to attach it to the balls to jumpstart him.
Right.
I've seen these Rambo movies.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a great theory. I think he might be Frankenstein's monster. Because he doesn't have really any motivations, because my only other question is, he kills the commissioner, and that was, he was supposed to kill the mayor too, according to his original plan, but apparently they couldn't afford somebody to play the mayor. So they just got Bill Smith to be a captain who gets killed. But he doesn't really have any motivations. He kills them and then continues on this path of fucking with Jack and Therese when he doesn't have to.
No.
And the people he kills at the beginning aren't anybody. There's a waitress who I guess knew him, maybe, sort of, but
Unclear.
didn't fuck with him by any means. He has no motivation to kill her. He kills a jazz musician just because he's walking around late at night. He kills some nerdy kid in a Camaro just because he was making out with a lady.
The last one really bothers you, huh? Because you had dreams about a Camaro when you were a teenager in your track shorts.
Yeah, right.
And you were like, that could have been me.
Mhm.
That was living the dream.
Hard shifted. I'm not talking about the car. What do you think these track shorts are for, lady? Taco Bell ain't free.
That's why she can't drive.
Hard cost.
That's why she can't get away, is because she doesn't actually know how to work a car, because the only stick she's ever driven is a penis. But yeah, he doesn't work as a villain in any other way, because he can't be a zombie.
No.
But he appears to be the reanimated dead of some version.
Yeah, he's Frankenstein's monster in every way. He has no motivations. Except even Frankenstein's monster has motivations of staying alive and being sad, but this guy's just like, I am a force of nature.
With a nice uniform.
Yeah.
He's the Hammer Frankensteins from the Hammer films.
Okay, sure.
Because he's super strong. He's this guy,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure that Larry Cohen is a huge Hammer Films fan, so that's pretty much what this movie is.
All right. Frankenstein's monster, the Cap.
Sure.
I think that wraps up the plot then.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask me if I had any questions.
Jackie, do you have any questions?
No.
Because I knew that because you said you didn't. All right, so let's do final recommendations on this guy. Jackie, this is your first tour of Maniac Cop. What are you going to say about it?
I was really entertained. I had a really good time with it. I'm going to give it a do.
Okay, why? Elaborate. What'd you like about it?
I liked that the action sequences kept it moving. It wasn't really boring, and it was ridiculous, and it had parts that I could laugh my ass off.
All right, Sammy.
I give it a do, but it's like my second time through wasn't as much fun as my first time through. I found the Larry Cohen production and writing and the William Lustig directing to almost sort of work against each other. Like the slow, methodical pace that Lustig likes to have with the zany bullshit, I thought made the pacing a little lumpy, inconsistent,
Okay.
and there was some draggy spots.
All right, but you're still going to give it a do.
But I'm giving it a do. If you haven't seen it, I would say if you have seen it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about giving it a second go.
All right. I can see your point because there is an odd pace to it because the beginning is kind of like I haven't seen this movie, the Vengeance.
So the two that
or,
he did before,
right.
The one that I really like is Vigilante.
Vigilante. That's
The one that is more famous is Maniac.
But I would relate like the beginning to kind of like Manhunter.
Sure.
We're gonna catch this guy, but it's more of a like a cop mystery / procedural, even though there's zero actual copping in this movie. And then all of a sudden it goes up this fucking once it crests the roller coaster, it's like zoom.
It becomes a Larry Cohen movie.
It becomes
again.
a Larry Cohen movie. I like that.
Okay.
I enjoy this like clash of two films that don't work together. I can see, your argument is a little slow and draggy in parts, especially the beginning. But I still think that this has got everything you want in a bad movie because the acting is not good. It's laughably bad. And then the action sequences are pretty top notch. You've got this plot that doesn't make any sense, and you have to sit there and talk about it for an hour to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty comical in parts with Bruce and Lorraine Landon's general stupidity, and Robert Zadar, of course, is the Zadar. So I give it a do in any scenario. I like this movie quite a bit. So 3 do's, one sort of.
Well, it's a do
Mostly.
if you haven't seen it, for sure.
Mostly. All right, so let's get to some listener emails. We've got a couple this week. Starting with one of the perks of being on Patreon, supporting us on Patreon, is you get priority feedback. We're going to read your email, make sure it gets read if you write us. This one comes from Michael M. The M is for musty.
I don't know about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Mustache muchacho.
Oh, yeah, Michael Mustache. All right, so he says, keep an eye out for a movie coming out in October called The Foreigner. Jackie Chan in a serious-themed, more conventional action man role, taking up what reminds me a little of a Liam Neeson in his Taken films. Only it's domestic and apparently involving the IRA. Comes equipped with Pierce Brosnan in full equipped with Pierce Brosnan in full Irish brogue mode. Could be sneaky good. Could be a stinkfest. Just a heads up. Looks interesting and something y'all might like. Thoughts, Sam? You're a big Jackie Chan fan. What do you?
We watched Skip Trace? Wasn't that super disappointing?
Yeah, but that was like a follow up to Rush Hour with Johnny Knoxville.
It wasn't. What it was a Rennie Harlan movie, and that guy stinks.
Yeah. Like, oh, Jackie Chan's comedic. Oh, we'll just
But
keep
they
doing comedy
green
with it.
screened the stunts with him and Johnny Knoxville, two
Right.
of the most famous stuntmen of all time, and you're having them not do stunts. Nice, Rennie Harlan.
Yeah, well, okay. So this movie, from my understanding, I've seen the poster. I when it came out, I watched some people talking about it, and they're sharing their knowledge of the plot. What I am to understand is Jackie Chan comes into the United States as a foreigner. He's treated poorly. Some racism, like get out of our country.
Sure.
You're not wanted here, foreigners. There's a travel ban going on, and he's like, you know what? No. I'm here to, screw you guys. I'm going to punch all you guys, and I'm going to punch all the way to the top, and I'm going to change everything. I'm going to clean this goddamn country up because you guys are a bunch of assholes.
So he has to fight a pink, fleshy dough golem at the end?
Pink? You mean orange?
I would say that the president's quite pink.
All right, well, he's got a reputation for being a Cheeto.
Well, I think it's gone, so his hair turned white. He quit dyeing it because he wants to look like the president, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he turned pink because the hypertension.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was excited when you said Pierce Brosnan. Because
Okay.
I find that guy extremely entertaining.
You saw his wiener.
I did.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I'm like, yeah, there could be another wiener shot in here.
I doubt it.
The balls are dropped, you know? We could do like a comparison on our website.
Side by side.
Yeah.
Like scientific, the balls are obviously 3 inches longer than in 1981.
We're using the TMI scale to measure. I don't know. So I'm interested in The Foreigner.
Sure.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen. It could be, I could go either way, but I'm really hoping that this is a good movie. I hope that this is the one that if Jackie Chan's going to be done at any point in the
Sure.
near future, everybody looks back and goes, man, that guy went out on top.
I think if he's going to go out on top, he's going to go back and make his own movies in Hong Kong again. Because those are the best ones. But
Right.
I think the problem with it being good is name a good movie with Pierce Brosnan in it.
What's the one where he was the art dealer?
Thomas Crown Affair.
Yeah, I like that one.
It was better than the one with Steve McQueen, but I think it sucks. I'm going to say GoldenEye.
That's as close as I can get to.
But that's...
and
okay,
it's not
so
really
two?
a Pierce Brosnan movie. It's a James Bond movie.
Two-ish?
Ish. He's got to be in something good.
Remington Steele.
Yeah.
That was a show, and I bet it's probably not that
I
good.
bet you it's pretty hammy.
You know, he's just coasted by on life on his looks.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Certainly.
Yeah. There's nobody. Even Pierce Brosnan's like, yeah, well, fuckers.
Yeah.
I'm good looking.
Good looking. Who's the other English chap that... Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Hugh Grant's so good looking, he's just like, I've had sex with everyone in the world, so now I have to start having sex with trannies.
All right, so keep an eye out for The Foreigner. We may or may not do a bad movie field trip on it. We got a bad movie field trip coming up for Gerard Butler in Geostorm, the movie about the worst car that Chevy ever made. I'm sure it's exciting, you know, like he breaks into the factory and is like, why are you guys making this car so shitty? And then he punches everybody and stuff.
He has to drive one through Nevada.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty as fuck because the air conditioner doesn't work.
And I got to keep going because if I stop, the battery will die.
Yeah.
I'll be stuck in the fucking middle of the desert because this Geostorm is a huge piece of shit.
And I'm super pissed because the tape is stuck in there and it just keeps playing. And it turns out I don't like the crew.
Yeah, the Geostorm is a total Motley Crue car.
It was. It's like, decadence, man. Man, this shit sucks.
Yeah. God, I wish I would have bought a Geo Metro because then that would have came equipped with like disintegration or something, you know?
Yeah.
I had a Metro in high school. It was an LSI. It was convertible.
The Metro's a great car.
Yeah.
And I still see that hunk of shit driving around town.
Yeah, they're bulletproof. The
Yeah.
Geostorm is not.
No, they should have only made the one car.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that movie's about, though. It can't be anything else. Got another email from Jack Breeding. Good fan and good listener, Jack Breeding. He says, this is a recent one on our last episode regarding Speed 2. I just saw your episode on Speed 2, and there were two questions that I was asking myself the whole time, and surprised none of you guys asked. First, why is the Speed name on this film? I understand it's to drive people to see it because of the original, but when writing this film, who said, you know what Speed needs? A cruise ship and a hacker. I mean, what does this have to do with the feel or premise of Speed at all? You're telling me no one could come up with a better idea for a sequel to Speed, which never should have had a sequel in the first place. In all honesty, as soon as you mentioned that this movie was on a boat, I immediately thought that it would be Speed on a boat, beat for beat, like a speedboat, which would probably be a better movie as an airplane-esque comedy. Second, is this movie dumber than The Great Wall? Ooh. P.S. I'd love to see an episode on Dune. Thank you, Jack. Let's address the speed factor first. It's a deep email, lots to cover there. I think he does make a good point that we didn't really rip on enough. We ripped on how stupid this movie is.
but it's not even Speed 2.
It's not even Speed 2.
Yeah, well, the problem with that is the boat's not going to be able to go that fast.
Then why put it on a fucking cruise ship doing 17 knots?
Because we had to regurgitate the script from Die Hard 3 that got stolen when Seagal did it better.
Call it
Yeah, and that took place on a cruise ship.
it's speed. You can't
Right?
get the bus under 55 miles an hour. You got to go fast through downtown LA traffic. How are we going to do that? None of that is here.
No,
None of it. The only
none of anything's in Speed 2.
Sandra Bullock's in there.
Sort of.
So could they have done Speed 2 and had it be successful if they had made it Speed?
On a boat?
Well, not necessarily even on a boat, but let's take the boat premise. Like maybe not a cruise ship, maybe like a speed boat, because those go pretty fast, or a jet boat.
They're yeah, but they only hold like 2 people.
There's those hydroplane jobs, but
Yeah,
they don't have very good range.
no, and they also fly up in the air and you die from them. What about like a rich guy's yacht, like a super yacht?
So if it slows down below 35, then
Right. Then the whole thing explodes.
it's high speed for a yacht. God damn it!
Or you got to keep it. You got to keep it pegged.
That's what. No, I think that would work. Is like are we still at 37? And then periodically, about 7 points through the movie, someone has to turn to the camera and go, "It's high speed for a yacht. God damn it!"
Yeah.
Right. Or
Just
what-
so that the audience stays engaged.
Engaged because they're like, "Why is it only going 37?" Like that's actually really fast for a big boat.
What about this? What if they're on a rich guy's yacht and Geiger wants to get revenge on this rich guy because he's like bad because he's rich and stuff. Whatever.
Geiger's been counting his money.
Right. And and they got to get to a place by a certain point, so they got to peg the boat to get there, but the boat can't handle this high speeds and it might explode.
So you bring Keanu Reeves back, and instead of being a cop, he's a boat engineer.
He's a boat mechanic now.
Yeah.
Part-time boat mechanic, full-time action guy.
And when they get to the other end of the island and they've fixed everything, he's
Sandra Bullock
re-engineered-
dumps the other guy.
Yeah, and he's re-engineered boats. And then Geiger's like, "But I was the transportation engineer.
Yeah, and they get rich, and now he's like, oh, damn it.
I'm going to die." And nothing got blown up.
Okay, so is it dumber than The Great Wall? Check out our Great Wall episode. It was a bad movie field trip. Came out this year with starring Matt Damon.
They're both so dumb in different ways.
Okay, how so?
Well, the Great Wall doesn't work. Like the aliens themselves just don't work.
Right.
Like both of the movies just don't work. If you put any element of them under a microscope, you're like, this doesn't work.
They both have the idiot plot.
Sure.
The movie cannot exist unless everybody involved is a moron.
Sure.
So, which is dumber? Jackie?
Speed 2.
Speed 2 is dumber. It's a dumber movie. It's a dumber plot.
Versus, in her defense, see, I'm on the fence with it, but for what she's saying, Speed 2 could be dumber because they're trying to thwart the plans of the villain, and those plans are carried out by the protagonists.
Yeah, that is a good point.
And the villain's plan worked.
Yeah.
Right, but because of the stupidity of the protagonist.
Protagonists, yes.
They do exactly what he wanted to see happen, except for the part where he gets exploded.
Yeah, that part, because he's an idiot.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
He
he
gets
should have
blown
just.
up.
Sandra Bullock's not that hot.
So-
Just throw her out.
What about the Great Wall? The whole problem with that being about aliens that come to Earth that want to kill everybody, and China doesn't bother to ask for help from anybody. Like, hey, we're gonna keep this a secret
Mm-hmm.
that could end up destroying the whole Earth because the stakes are higher in Great Wall.
Much higher stakes.
The bad part about Speed 2 is, yeah, it's a natural disaster and lots of fish and birds are going to get covered in oil and a whole nation's economy is going to collapse. But it's not the end of the fucking world. Aliens that want to eat you are part of the end of the world.
Sure.
And China's like, oh, shh, don't talk about it.
It's a nasty little secret.
And at the same time, they could have just built the Great Wall around where the aliens are at.
Sure.
Sure, that's not stupider?
Well, the stakes are higher.
It's
I can see an argument for both.
like just send an emissary and be like, yeah, we got a problem over here.
Gotta-
Could all of the people, Earth's nation, come together to fight these aliens all Independence Day? Because that worked pretty goddamn good.
They're just embarrassed.
Sort of.
Because the aliens chose China? to land on their fucking
And the
asteroid rock?
the global effort in Independence Day is just an extended denouement, really.
Yeah, that's true.
America kicks the ass. America!
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
They're both really stupid.
I think anybody can make
Yeah,
an
you
argument
can-
for one's as stupid as the other.
You can't even make the stupider argument because of the budgets, because both budgets were so inflated and stupid,
Right.
large. I guess you could say Great Wall's stupider because China's like, yeah, we're going to get into the Hollywood game with this piece of shit.
Yeah.
We're going
right.
to now spend as much money as Hollywood does, and this is our flagship for it. That's pretty stupid.
It's pretty stupid. Great Wall is a much better movie to watch, for sure.
Much more fun, absolutely.
Yeah, I like Great Wall. It's super dumb, but Speed 2 sucks. Okay, so we are going to come back to streaming do's and don'ts next week. We've got 3 good ones lined up for you guys. Sam, it's your pick next week. What
Get
do
ready.
you have in mind?
Get ready, you guys.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Neither one of you is going to like this at
Gonna
all.
clinch my underwear.
Maybe Jackie will because Pierce Brosnan's involved.
Ooh.
The Lawnmower Man.
Oh my God! It is. You're right. It is time we get to the lawnmower.
We gotta do the Lawnmower
We
Man.
gotta
I've never
go-
seen it.
We gotta.
Oh my God!
We have to go back into the internet.
Yeah.
Is he a gardener?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
You're gonna.
I
be
was
like,
right
what
when
the
I said.
fuck?
I was right when I said I'm grabbing my underwear. I'm clinching my underwear. Oh God! Back-to-back caveman movies. One going into the internet. I like it, Sam.
Oh, nice.
All right, so check that out. We will be back on Monday of next week, and in the meantime, get to the chopper or your paddy wagon. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.